Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Javier with The Real Javier Novoa, a channel and a modality, a lifestyle where we apply the principles of philosophy, spirituality, and mysticism to rapid lifestyle development. And we have a very interesting video today. It's going to be relatively short and to the point, but it's one that I thought that we should make. And I think it's one that we have to incorporate both in the series of rapid lifestyle transformation that we're making with the Hands in the Clay on the Ground series, as well as in the series and videos coming up on the right brain, left brain paradigm. And we are getting ready to make a series of videos on that to explain it like it's never been explained before, ladies and gentlemen, because scientists and psychologists have been studying this dynamic for a long time, but there is exciting new research coming out on these, and I think it's very pertinent, especially to the science of manifesting and transforming your life. So I got two questions from two separate individuals, and the questions are about why in manifesting does our intention or our desire come to us, and we'll even go into why that statement of coming to us is wrong, because it's already ours. But why does it manifest itself to us through a passageway that we don't expect, that we could not predict forward? Of course, we can rationalize it and we can connect it after the fact. And this is a thing that several teachers of this methodology talk about, including Neville Goddard and Abraham Hicks. Anything that unfolds in your reality due to manifestation, after the fact, when people look at it, they can always rationalize it and say, well, this happens due to this. It wasn't really due to your manifesting, it was due to that you worked very hard. Or you didn't manifest this with your mind, you were lucky and you inherited some money, and you have confirmation bias and so on. Really, only you can know that this was a fruit of your thought, it was a fruit of your contemplation, and it was a fruit of your manifestation. And the only way that you truly know that is when it comes to you in a way that you don't expect. So we're going to talk about, ladies and gentlemen, the path. And I did make a video on the path before, the path to your manifestations, and we talked about that your desires, first of all, is not something stagnant. It's not a still shot or a photograph. Because what we try to do is we try to encapsulate our desires into a two-dimensional still shot or a two-dimensional photograph. And then we fixate on that and we forget about the other surrounding atomic particles, so to speak, to put it in an apt metaphor, that surround our desires and indeed that make up our desire. What do I mean by that? Well, let's say you desire a house. Well, there's an infinite number of ways that you can experience, look at, observe, feel that house. You can be inside it, you could be on the roof, you could be taking a shower in that house, you could be working in that house. And so the way that that desire shows up in your experience is going to differ. And how does that differ? The cause of the difference in the way that your desire shows up in your experience is your vibration. And this is where what Abraham Hicks talks about in terms of vibration becomes very important. Because it depends on your vibration, what you see from your desire, and whether or not you can see your desire. Because the primary fact of manifesting is this: whatever you desire is given to you the moment that you desire it. That's right. You don't even have to imagine it. You don't have to visualize it. You don't have to script it. You don't have to affirm it, because it already is. And even Neville Goddard said, if you will just change your inner conversations and the inner reflections that you have, you can lay aside any other process. It doesn't matter what you do after that. So the processes are simply to unfold into that and to enjoy your desire. And we went into that as well. But what about the path towards your desire? Well, what you'll come to realize is that, as we know, by studying the scale of being that we created in this channel very early on and that we're about to release in picture form, and I'm working on our website, we're going to include that as a fixture of our website, that as we know, that once you get onto the higher level of that scale of being, you know that you're a divinity, and therefore there is no multiplicity. Multiplicity is simply a projection. It's something that when divinity decided to come down and know itself as observer and observed, then a multiplicity was introduced. So therefore, you are one. Therefore, your desire is one, and there is no time or space. But in order to experience our desires physically and to do what we came to do, a time and space component is introduced. And therefore we have to experience our desire through the different lenses of time and space. Therefore we can't experience all of our desire at once in time and space. We can do it outside of time and space, and that is by getting into state. And it's the main aspect of what we train you to do in this channel. We train you in mental rehearsals so that you can get in state and so that you can have that unlimited and unconditional experience of your desire. But while you are in the game, and we came into the game so that we could experience this, you will experience different parts of your desire at different times. And the parts of your desire that you can experience in a given time is going to be according to your vibration. And the vibration is, are you a vibrational match to your desire, or are you not a vibrational match to your desire? So according to your vibration, you can sense your desire. Now the path to your desire, remember this, it is part of your desire, and it is also, it could be seen as a separate desire in itself. Why? Well, let's say you want a house, and we went into this video in one of our other videos. Let's say you desire a house. Well, you could get that house by working 16-hour days, and by having your wife divorce you, and by having your children turn out to be completely out of control and on the streets because you weren't there to spend time with them. But this is probably not the path that you choose. It's not the path of your desire. Therefore, simply knowing that, we know that there are certain paths that are desired paths and certain paths that are undesirable paths. So what does this mean? It means that the path to your manifestation being a desire in itself, that also is going to show parts of itself to you at different times. There really is no path because there really is no time and space, but we're sort of experiencing our reality within time and space. I hope you understand this, and if you don't, just continue to watch our videos more, and you will start grasping the intuitive understanding of this. So where are we going with this? Manifesting, first of all, in this channel we teach it as well. You can only apply this dynamic of manifestation to really one desire at a time. And you can do many different desires, but your focus will sort of be dissipated, and it's according to your focus on how much of that desire you'll be able to experience. So if your focus is dissipated, then it'll be diminished. That's just the reality on this time-space reality. So what we teach in this channel is that you can focus on 3 or 4 or 5 desires, but what we really teach you to do in those is to write them down and then to not think about them. The desire that you truly manifest into your life by concentrating your focus on a daily basis and by practicing getting into that modality, into that state, usually is only 1 or at most 2. And there's a reason for this, because you don't have time to create your entire reality through the pure tools of allowing and manifestation. Because, first of all, we don't need to create the majority of our reality this way. For example, if I want groceries, I can go to the grocery store, I drive there, and I buy the groceries. It's relatively easy. Now, if food were something I couldn't afford, that's very important to me, and I didn't know a way to get food, then I may well utilize these modalities to manifest food into my experience, to manifest a system of getting food into my experience. But for the majority of daily things, like if I'm hot in my house, thankfully, because I have an AC, I can go turn on my AC or turn on my fan. So these are just work-a-day things. What you want to apply the tools of this course in, and what you want to apply the tools of manifestation to, are those things which you don't know how to get to through the work-a-day world. You understand? And that's why you came, ladies and gentlemen. You came to go after desires that you had no idea how to attain. Now, if you have no idea how to attain those desires, you wouldn't know the full path. Of course, you might know that you will know the piece right in front of you, and then you may be inspired to take this or that piece. But the point is that the path unfolds before you. So now, being that the path is part of a desire, and the desire that you're manifesting, usually you have no idea how to get there, or if you could do this to prove this modality to yourself. So you could manifest a pizza. Now, I could go buy a pizza, but I want to prove this modality to myself and learn how it works. So what I do is, I put myself in a state of having a pizza, and I imagine a pizza, and then I say, I want this pizza to come to me in a way that I don't expect. And it will happen, ladies and gentlemen. You will prove this methodology to yourself by doing things like that. And you can refer to our previous video on mental rehearsal for that. But there are certain paths that you don't want to take to your manifestation. And there are certain paths that you don't know how to take. So what the universe will do is, according to your vibrational makeup and according to the naturalness of feeling of that state, it will bring to you that desire through a perfect path for you. But it's going to happen because you already have it outside of time and space. So the only way that that could come to you is through a way you didn't expect, because if you knew how to get there and you expected it, then it would be through time and space. But manifestation is pulling things from the spiritual and having them manifest in the physical. I hope that you understand me here. And what that does is, the universe will deliver to you what you desire through a path that you don't expect, so that you will know for sure, Joe Dispenza goes into this, that it was from the divine and that it was manifested. So when you manifest something, there will be no question in your mind that that came to you through manifestation. Now, when we try to get things through force and we try to work hard and force them to us, they may come to us, but that's not manifestation. And that's going to be short-lived. You're not going to be in the vibration of it. You're not going to be in the state of it. And therefore, you'll either be able to lose it or you'll worry about losing it. When you truly manifest something, you know that it was not due to your effort. That's another reason why it has to come in a way that you don't expect, through a path that you can't know beforehand. You will know that you know that you know that that was given to you by the Father, by the universe. And with that, you'll be encouraged to start using this dynamic more, and you'll be encouraged to start going after more desires in this specific methodology of manifesting. Now, we teach in this course to take the steps that you know towards a manifestation. So you can, for example, let's say you want a business. Well, you know that you have to start saying you want a restaurant. You have to start putting together the menus for the dishes. And that's fine. That's the path of expectation. But what will happen is, there will be an element of that will come from the ether and will come from a place that you didn't expect. Your Uncle Jay decided to write you a check for $100,000. Someone came and said, hey, I have this building that I'm not using anymore and I want to give it to you for free. This is the way things unfold. So it doesn't necessarily mean that the whole path has to come from the unexpected, but the final picture will come. It will come together through elements that you don't expect. And I hope you understand this a little bit. It has to come in a way that you don't expect, so that you know you manifested it. And that's the way the science of manifestation works. And this goes back to right brain, left brain. Because the left brain has to know the way to get everything. And that's why people ask, when you say, I'm going to manifest a conscious business, or I'm going to manifest a mate or a spouse, people of the left brain will say, well, how are you going to do that? Well, how do you have that planned out? What's the next step? Do you have any money? Because they're using the left brain. But the right brain is connected to your inner being, is connected to your nous, and that inner being is eternally knowledgeable. It's like the sage of Stoicism. It knows all elements of the universe, and it knows the best path for you. And it will get to work in orchestrating all of the components that will bring it to you in a way that you don't expect, in a way that will shock you, in a way that will surprise and delight you. And that, my friends, also goes into why we came. We didn't come for complete predictability. If we wanted that, we would have simply stayed in the oneness. What we want is to shake it up, and what we want is to focus on our end desire, but then to enjoy the path and watch the path unfold, giving us things that we didn't expect and in a way that we didn't expect. So, remember, you manifest in a way that you don't expect. Don't talk about it with too many people, especially left brain people, because they'll talk you out of it. But you want to connect with your inner being. You want to remain in that end, because you're not going to be able to predict how it comes. So if you go back into that modality of flesh, if you go back into that modality of left brain, then you're going to start doubting it, and then you're going to get out of the vibration. The universe is going to have a harder time delivering that to you. Because another element of this is that the universe has to give it to you through a manner that you can see. Because if you can't see it, ladies and gentlemen, you have no access to it. And if you have no access to it, then that's not a fulfillment of your desire. And the universe's main goal is to fulfill your asking, which is your desire, hopefully, if you know what you're asking and so on. So you have to be able to see that. So the more you doubt it and the more questions you bring into your mind, the less you'll be able to see. And then the further away you push that manifestation in time and in space. Remember, the path is what you don't expect. The path is a desire. And what could be the whole conclusion from this video? The path is the desire. The path is the purpose. So enjoy the path. Enjoy the journey. I know it sounds cliche. All of the self-help gurus talk about this. But you really need to do that. Because in enjoying the journey, you're unfolding into the reason you came. So thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Please join our Facebook group at The Real Javier Novoa. I do not know how long we're going to keep this open to people who want to join, because this is for master manifestors. And we communicate with each other on a daily basis, and we exchange ideas, and I release exclusive material on that. So you will want to join that. Also, I am doing coaching calls, leading you by the hand, and especially this modality of rapid lifestyle transformation, which is becoming more important as we step into uncertainty in the days and years ahead. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be making some more videos. I am Javier with The Real Javier Novoa, and I'll see you very soon with great love and appreciation. Goodbye for now.